When we think about physical fitness, a lot of us just remember it as a class we had to take in school. But what if it's actually something much, much bigger, like a blueprint for a stronger, sharper life? Today, we're going to dig into that idea, and we'll do it through the eyes of two students who are figuring this all out, just like the rest of us.
So picture this. You've got Halima and Bilal, two students walking out of a really tough physical and health education class. And what Halima says right here,
We need to know this stuff if we want to excel in everything.
that's the heart of our entire explainer. Fitness isn't just for the athletes. It's a tool for success in pretty much every part of your life.
And this is the big question their teacher, Madam Gozi, left them with. It's the question that's going to drive everything we talk about today. We're going to break down the why it's so important and then get into the how of actually making it happen. So, let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. Let's make sure we're all on the same page. What even is physical fitness? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. It's just your body's ability to get through your day. School, chores, walking around, without feeling totally drained. And, crucially, still having some energy left over for fun stuff or for an emergency. Basically, it's your body's readiness for life.
So why even bother? I mean, really, what's in it for you? This first part is all about the amazing rewards you start to unlock when you make physical fitness a priority.
Madam Ngozi laid out 5 key benefits. And these aren't just vague ideas, they're real-world advantages. We're talking about better health to fight off sickness, way more energy so you're not falling asleep in class, a sharper mind for your studies, an easier time managing your weight, and of course, that super important skill of endurance.
And let's talk about that word, endurance, for a sec, because it's so important. This isn't just about running a marathon. No way. It's about being able to play football for that extra 15 minutes, or helping out with chores at home without getting wiped out. It's like your own personal power reserve.
And check this out. This is where you see that direct link between moving your body and boosting your brain. Halima's daily Afrobeat sessions, they weren't just for fun. She realized they were actually helping her concentrate better on her homework. That's a powerful connection right there.
This really brings the point home, especially for anyone dealing with school pressure. That stress you feel before a huge exam, turns out one of the best ways to handle it is just to move your body, even for a little bit. It's a real, practical tool for clearing your head when it matters most.
Okay, so we've covered the why. The motivation is clear. Now let's switch gears and get into the how. Think of this section as the recipe, all the key ingredients that actually determine how fit you can become. So here they are, the 6 core factors. Now, some are pretty obvious, right? Like exercise. But others, like what you eat, how much you rest, your environment, and yeah, even your genetics, they all play a huge role. It's not just about how much you move, it's about how all these pieces fit together.
Let's zoom in on nutrition, because this is the fuel for your engine. In their class, they talked a lot about balanced Nigerian meals, and not just swallow and stew, but making sure you get those vital proteins and leafy greens in there. Seriously, the right food is non-negotiable if you want to perform your best.
And wow, this slide just says it all, doesn't it? This is Bilal's story. On the days he had a good, balanced meal for lunch, he was sharp and strong in football practice. But on the days he just grabbed some puff puff and a soda, he was sluggish, couldn't focus, and his performance just tanked. The proof is right there. What you eat directly impacts what you can do.
All right, now for the secret ingredient that almost everyone overlooks, rest. Think about it. When you exercise, you're actually breaking your muscles down a little bit. It's during rest and sleep that they rebuild, stronger than before. Skipping recovery isn't being tough. It's just slowing down your progress. It's the absolute key to getting stronger and avoiding injury.
This was a huge question in Madam Gozi's class, and it's one we should all be asking ourselves. So why is rest so critical? Because it's simple. Without rest, there's no recovery. And without recovery, there's no improvement. It is that vital.
So let's start to pull all these pieces together. Because fitness isn't just a class you pass or a project you finish. As Halima and Bilal were starting to realize, it's really a lifelong journey.
Their teacher, Madam Gozi, boiled this entire lesson down into one simple, powerful formula. So, what does it all add up to? What is the equation for fitness?
And here it is. Fitness equals exercise plus nutrition plus rest. But look what else she added. Your environment. Having safe places to be active and access to good food. And the one thing that holds it all together? Discipline.
And that brings us to the biggest takeaway of all. The process of getting fit, it builds so much more than muscle. It actually forges your character. Every single time you choose the healthier meal, or push through one more rep, or make sure you get enough sleep, you're training more than just your body. You're training your mind for every single challenge life is going to throw at you.
I mean, just look at this list. Self-discipline, goal setting, time management, stress management. These aren't just things that happen by accident. These are skills you are actively practicing every day you commit to your fitness. It's literally a training ground for life itself.
So, as we wrap this up, we end right where Halima and Bilal started their new journey, with a choice. This whole path to fitness, it's a personal one, and it's built one small step at a time. So the only question left to ask is, what's your first step going to be?